Morning, folks. It's Pastor Mike here in the study again. And as we approach the study this morning, I'm in Philippians chapter number 2. And these are the words I'm reading in verse 12 of chapter 2. He said, "Therefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, so now, not only in my presence, but much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." And when we're always thinking about the work of ministry, we're talking about the work of what salvation is requiring of us or doing in us. He's calling us to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. There is a reverence and a seriousness about what we're doing, not a flippancy. There is weight to the Christian call of ministry and work. He said, but why do we do it that way? Why do we work it out with the seriousness and the reverence that he's calling us to? He said, "For it is God that worketh in you both to will and to work for his good pleasure." And so the word here is, it is God who works in you both to will and to work. And then he says, "Do all things without grumbling and disputing, that we may be blameless and innocent children without blemish in the midst of a crooked and twisted generation, among whom we shine as lights in the world." And he talks about the role that we have of being a light in this dark world. But he says, look, I want you to do this because God works in you both to will and do, and that we would do it without murmuring or disputing, without grumbling within ourselves. And I think so often much of ministry is laborious, if we allow it to be, that we can get into this thing of this is what I have to do instead of this is what I get to do. This is what I get to do for the glory of God. And Paul even goes on to talk about how that he understands he's going to be poured out as a drink offering for these people. He's going to be sacrificed for these people. But he was rejoicing in the fact that he gets to do that, because we understand that the Word of God does the work of God in and through the people of God. And this is what we want to see happen, that as we fill ourselves with the Word of God, then it does a work in us and through us. And if the Word of God is not doing a work in you, it will not effectively do a work through you. Now, God will do His work, and we can rest assured of that. But what a privilege it is to get to partner with God. And so work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, for it is God that worketh in you both to will and to work out, or work His good pleasure. And that's what we want to see happen in our church and in our lives. And I hope today that God is working in you, that He could work through you this week in the life of someone that He brings across your path. Hope this will be an encouragement to you. We'll see you next time in the study.